Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to today's live Q&A. Today's going to be a live mentorship session. I'm going to be talking about how to achieve financial freedom as an American or Canadian in 2024 and 2025. So if you're tuning in today, if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat. I usually do these every single Saturday around this time. So usually 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific. That would be 12 to 1 Eastern time. And then I follow that up with a live mentorship session on my Ecom Academy channel, which if you haven't checked out, check it out. Good morning, Tommy. Here is my Ecom Academy channel. That's where I'm posting all of my most recent e-commerce tutorials. That's the platform that I'm building. Here it is. If you haven't subscribed yet. So in this video today, we're not going to be talking about Amazon specifically. We're going to be talking about online business in general, and also how to achieve financial freedom as an American or a Canadian nowadays. And I say basically next Saturday, I'm going to be doing a how to achieve financial freedom as a non-American and non-Canadian. So basically anybody else in the world, so European or Asian or African or wherever you are, that video is going to be for you, that live stream. Good night from Pakistan. What's up? There's certain differences. Obviously, we want to take into account people's starting budgets. If you're American or Canadian, there's a very specific way to do it. And I'm here to show you this way. There's a very effective way of doing this. Really, honestly, it can be written down in like a few pages. A lot of people, they spend so long trying to figure out, how do I make money online? How do I find the right business to start? Learn with Uzi says he's Asian. Great. A lot of these things will still carry over, but this live will be for those specifically in America or Canada. But yeah, a lot of people, they spend a lot of time trying to figure out, how do I make my first dollar online? How do I make money online? And I think when I started back in 2017, a lot of people thought it was back then it was still pretty taboo. Like a lot of people thought it was kind of a scam to make money online, or just people weren't familiar with it. When I told people that I did e-commerce, they were like, "What are you selling?" And this look on their face as if they're judging me, like on my morning coffee. I have a bad habit. I always leave the spoon that I mix my coffee with in the coffee. I don't know why. I just saw a video by Tai Lopez. And Tai Lopez was actually one of my first mentors. So I think he created a lot of these people out there nowadays that are making money, that are entrepreneurs online, that have courses. He just made a video called "You Have to Be a Little Bit OCD If You Want to Be Rich, If You Want to Be Wealthy." I see what he's saying. It's funny that he says that, and I'll tie that into how this all works. When I started, when I was 21, so I'm 28 now, but when I was 21 years old, I was 40K in debt. I was lost in life. I was having a quarter life crisis. I became I was OCD about, pretty much whatever I set my mind on. And at the time, my mind was set on figuring out a way to achieve freedom. But there was a lack of information online about the best ways to do it. So I was working a bank job, and, this is probably very common, with the people watching this right now. I was working a bank job, and I was like reading all these books, all the self-development books. And I was like, okay, cool, great. But how do I actually start making money? And so one day, like about 8 to 12 months of just reading the books, but not having an actual wealth vehicle. So a wealth vehicle is a business that you can actually start to achieve your goals. I found my wealth vehicle. My first wealth vehicle that I found was Tai Lopez released a social media marketing course called the SMA course. He charged, I think it was like $1,000, and me and my friend split it. And it was mind blowing for us because it was like the first online course we've ever taken that showed us how to make money directly. Sorry. And so we took it, and then we started to, basically the course taught you like how to start a social media agency, and we started to take on clients. But the problem is that we had no idea how to actually get results for these clients. So the business, really failed before it even began. The course was good because it gave me a wealth vehicle finally, but I would say it lacked on the actual delivery of results, aspect. I was like, yeah, here's this amazing opportunity. You can start a social media agency, and get clients and awesome and make, thousands of dollars every month charging clients this money to get them leads. But in terms of actually getting these clients results, we got pretty embarrassed. It was me and my friend when the lawyer that we hired was like, well, our ad spend isn't going anywhere, right? And so anyway, the point is that that led me to look for other business models, and that's when I found Amazon FBA. So Amazon FBA at the time was only talked about by a few people online. People had been doing it for a few years already. FBA was around for a long time. And so that's when me and my friend made a deal. So my friend, he found out about affiliate marketing. I found out about Amazon FBA. I said, I'm going to go and look into Amazon FBA, research it. And then he was going to look into affiliate marketing, and we were going to regroup and see which business model was the best business model to start. And so that's what we did. And pretty much a week later, we regroup, and he tells me that the affiliate marketing material out there is bad. Like in terms of the courses, there's almost no courses. And he tried it, and it was just like selling sketchy ClickBank offers, products that nobody really wants, like numerology products and things. And so we both decided to do Amazon. And then when we both set our eyes on Amazon, I became obsessed with it. I was watching so many YouTube videos about Amazon, whatever was available at the time, very basic stuff, but it was helpful. And that's what I used to start my business. And then we invested in like 2 courses that were around at the time. And so that basically, if you think about it, and that's how this applies to if you're American or Canadian right now and you want to achieve financial freedom, how this applies is you need to spend a certain period of time studying the right mindset, okay? It sounds cliche, but like you've been programmed to be poor. That's just how it is. And if you want to deprogram yourself, you have to read the books that have allowed others like myself to get deprogrammed. So those books are Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. There's plenty of them. I have a book list. I have a book list on my, on other videos on my YouTube channel, and you guys can take a look at that. I'll also be posting that on my YouTube later. But so you have to spend a certain period of time just studying, and the best way to do that if you have no mentors is to read these books. I know a lot of people say, oh, I can't read, so like I have to, I'm doing Audible. Honestly, whatever works, but to be honest, I don't think that Audible has the same level of material retention as books. You might argue with me, but to be honest with you, I just don't think Audible is going to cut it. You really need to, the way that I read these books is that I would read them, and then I would have an Evernote, and Evernote is an app. Like it's an app that you have, a note-taking app, that you can basically write a note and then you have it on all of your devices. So I had an Evernote, and then I would write a note for each book that I was reading. Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill are must reads. Yeah, taught me. Those are big ones. Especially Outwitting the Devil. That's amazing. But I would take notes on these books. So I spent like a good amount of time just studying this mindset because I knew that the way that I was reacting to, like I started to observe my thoughts, and I started to observe how I would react to things that I would be seeing in real life. Like, my coworkers at work or just basic situations. Like I remember going to the grocery store and I would freak out. I'd have like a mini freak out about the price of Greek yogurt at the store or some stupid thing like that. Obviously, and that was back then. And then I remember I went to the store after I started reading these books and I caught myself. I was like, why am I freaking out about this? Like, or having a mini trigger in my head, oh my God. Because that's how most people, they function, right? They look at the price of something, like the price of gas is a perfect example, right? They look at the price of gas and they're like, oh, they have like a mini mental breakdown. And so that's when I started to observe my behaviors, and I was like, wait a second, something's wrong. I should not be freaking out at this, because why is my life dictated by the variable price of gas or the changing price of groceries? Like, how stupid is that? Of course, prices are going to change. Of course, prices are going to go up and down, obviously. But why is my life affected by that, right? Am I so incapable that I have to be, and I'm not saying, no offense to anybody else, but I just realized that I was stuck in this old way of programming. So I spent that good 8 months just reading books. I think I literally read like 200 books in 1 year, not summaries. I actually just read book after book after book after book after book. I was obsessed. And then I was reading all these things. I was learning all these things. And so eventually when we got into that whole SMMA, you know, trying our first online business, Amazon FBA whole deal, that's when I was already, you know, I already had the mindset of, I already had read like 100 or 200 books or whatever. So I knew what, not that I knew what I was doing, but like I was ready for a wealth vehicle. My mindset was there. I had already worked on it. And so afterwards, the success on Amazon came to me within 3 months. Now, if I hadn't done all that studying before, if I hadn't, you know, read all these books, like Napoleon Hill books, even Grant Cardone books. I know a lot of people don't like Grant Cardone, but you know, I think a lot of the things that he says, if it's just purely for money making, are good. You know, you do have to be obsessed. You know, he has a book called Be Obsessed or Be Average. So, you know, anybody can do it as long as you have that will and you're obsessed, right? So if it wasn't for that whole time spent reprogramming my mindset, and I know this is cliche. I know you're like, am I watching this video for reprogramming of the mindset? But it's true. It's true. And nowadays it's worse than before because people are more distracted with like TikTok and whatever, just cheap like dopamine and entertainment. It's harder for people. So that's why sitting down with a good book and not being distracted is actually going to like not only rewire your brain to that of a successful, wealthy person, but also to the way that we should be wired, right? The way that a human brain should function. Like we should be able to perfectly sit down and just focus on a book without being ADD. It should be normal, right? A lot of people can't do that. And if you cannot do that, you cannot make money. You're not going to make any kind of serious cash if you simply can't do that. If you can't sit down with a book and just read it calmly. So afterwards, 3 months after that, I reached success with my Amazon product. It took 3 months. Because I was really quick. I'm a quick person. I'd say for the average person, it would be maybe 4 to 6 months, right? So 3 to 6 months to get a good product up and running and have it stable and putting cash into your pocket. And that's honest, right? I'm not like the gurus or whatever, like the other people that are saying you can get rich in 1 week on Amazon. It's just not true. It's just not true. But 3, 4, 5, 6 months, what is that in the grand scheme of things, right? If you don't do anything, your life's only going to get worse because life doesn't stay the same. It either gets better or it gets worse. That's how life is. It's either getting better or it's getting worse. So depending on your daily habits and behaviors and patterns and things. So my advice is spend a good amount of time studying, you know, just reprogramming your mindset, you know, and studying the material that was written that has made so many people wealthy. If you have a hatred for people with money, or you're jealous, or you secretly despise wealth, it will never come to you. That's also very important as well. So you have to really just not care about other people's money or whatever, or if a person has this, you only focus on yourself. You only focus on yourself and your road and what you need to do to get from point A to point B. So I actually put together a free course, by the way, how to make your first 10K online. It's on my new freedom.co platform, so you can check that out. Freedom.co is a big project that I'm going to be making. I'm really excited for that, actually. And that's the whole point of that platform, is to teach people how to, you know, the best ways to make money online in as quick as possible of a time, the best ways to maintain good health and lifestyle optimization and things like that. So here is that site for the 10K Freedom course. It's free. It's really good. I basically cover all of the best ways to start a business. There's no upsell. Awesome. Thank you, Beatrix. Yeah, there's no upsell. You know, I just literally created it just to give you guys, you know, the how. Because a lot of people, like if you sit down in an Uber in New York and this Uber starts talking about their stocks or whatever it is that they're doing, you know, or crypto, right? Most people, they don't know how to actually make money. Like they know they want to, but they don't know how. So the whole course is designed for that. No just says some clever quotes from Naval Ravikant out here. I don't know. Did I quote him? I'm not sure. I'm not quoting anybody. It's just me. But so you want to choose a good business model but at the same time, you want to be reprogramming your mindset. The best business models are e-commerce, so Amazon or Shopify. It's still, Aslan, Uber New York sounds familiar. Yeah, I mean, think about every Uber driver is, you know, trading crypto or stocks. Maybe not so much anymore, but like especially during COVID or whatever, right? That wasn't a direct reference to you or anything. Everybody wants to make more money. It's the American dream, right? So I'm here to show you from the other side how to actually properly do it as somebody who has generated 8 figures, so 10 million plus in sales. And most of that was profit, actually. So what are we going to talk about here? Oh, the online business, the best online businesses. So e-commerce, Amazon, Shopify are really good. It's just that most people, they teach the wrong way of doing it. They teach, whether it's drop shipping and they're teaching like copying and pasting off of AliExpress, you're basically Temu. So Temu's got that, or Temu, they've got that part on lock. So there's no point of that. That business model is dead. Or Amazon selling low profit margin products, right? Like people have been doing, like these gurus have been teaching for years. You know, oh, follow my system, take my course, and I'll teach you how to sell a spatula on Amazon and put your brand name on it. Like it's just not a viable business model. So the way to actually do Amazon is to sell things that are highly profitable. But you can't just take a random product and then put a high price on it, right? So you have to figure out a way to actually be able to charge a higher price. And so the way to do that is using what I call the high profit brand method. And that involves finding a product that's selling well already, and then finding some ways to improve the product. So whether it's a design or a function or something or whatever, this, that, or the other, you know, you can just read the negative reviews for the product on Amazon and you can see, okay, this would be good to improve. This would be good to improve. And then you send that over to a supplier and the supplier does that for you. It does involve a little bit of a longer process than just regular private labeling, which is just, you know, taking, let's say, a spatula on Amazon and then finding it on Alibaba from a Chinese supplier and then putting the logo on it and all that stuff. It's not that. But this way, you don't have to engage in price wars. You don't have to engage in, you know, just the basic, you don't have to fall for the basic problems that most Amazon sellers fall into. For example, I'll give you straight examples. My most recent product that I'm launching with my best friend, Michael, who's also like my right-hand man at Ecom Academy, which is our program, our mentorship program. We're launching a product that's costing us it's either $263 or $363 to source. I think it's $363 to source, including shipping. And we're going to be launching it at $40, so $39.99, or and then after eventually getting it up to $50 is the goal. So we're just getting the product packaging design ready, but that's what I'm doing. Now, we're not just copying and pasting what is already sold on Amazon. I'm taking this we're taking a product that is not really well known. We're creating an amazing brand with it, just the branding, and we're also marketing it in a very different way. Because most people on Amazon, they just list the product and they think the work is done. They get some basic pictures up and that's it. That's not the way that I teach it. It's not the way to do it. Honestly, the way to do it is much more intense than that and much more in depth. And that's why most people, they just do Amazon wrong. So that's what I'm teaching on the Ecom Academy channel, which if you haven't subscribed, check that out. I'll also be doing that on my, I'll also be making videos on there. So and I'll be doing a live at 2 p.m. Eastern. So Ecom Academy. Okay. And then, and that's also the method that we teach in Amazon Pro, which is in here, by the way, if you guys haven't checked that out. I call Amazon Pro the final Amazon course because really I was one of the first people to launch a course, and a lot of the people that launched courses, they knew my course, they took my course, and so now they're not around anymore. YouTubers are not really talking about Amazon anymore because they have not evolved. I'm always evolving. I'm always adapting. If I started today, I would still start Amazon as my business model for sure. But I wouldn't just stick to Amazon. I would get that product up and running. And then, within my first 6 months, 12 months, I would also either scale to Shopify, or I would start doing affiliate marketing, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. Affiliate marketing is fantastic. Affiliate marketing is a great business model. And I've made millions with affiliate marketing. If you can see, I have like videos with millions of views marketing Jungle Scout on Shopify. So that's a great business model as well. So we're talking about the best business models. So Ecom Academy, affiliate marketing, e-commerce, Amazon, Shopify. Ecom Academy is my course for that right now. I only have one program. and it has mentorship and everything else. It's amazing. We have a great community in there. So I do mentorship calls every Thursday and do DMs as well. But that's e-commerce. We have affiliate marketing, which is basically selling products, that already exist and getting a commission for them. So that's a really good business model, but a lot of people don't know how to properly do it. The way to do it is to not run paid ads. It's to build organic followings. So affiliate marketing without showing your face, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. You can build blogs. You can also create AI-based videos, that are AI generated, and then you don't have to show your face. But, a lot of people, they're concerned about showing their face because they think like they're ugly or something. It's like, a lot of people have self-esteem issues, like they're probably thinking as much about their face watching your video as you're thinking about your face. So I'm telling you, it's really, limiting beliefs are big, right? So make sure to avoid those. But affiliate marketing is business model number 2. And that's the one I'm going to be making more and more videos on. If you want me to make lots of videos about the right way to make good money with affiliate marketing, let me know. And then business model number 3 to 5 that I would start as an American or a Canadian are launching a personal brand, monetizing your skills, so creating a digital course. If you're like, let's say, a plumber, and then you figured out a way to scale plumbing businesses, you can create a consulting business for plumbers. You can even create a course. You can have one-on-one clients, and you can charge a certain amount of money, right? People pay for knowledge. There's a saying that you only need about 20% more knowledge than the next person. Although I don't agree with that entirely, because if you only have 20% more knowledge than the next person, you're not going to be that much of an expert, Like I knew enough to start back in 2017, but I was not the expert that I am today, 7 years later, obviously. What other business models are good? I would say if you're an American or Canadian and you're just, let's just say the most standard scenario, you're working a job, you want out of this job, starting with e-commerce or with affiliate marketing, maybe building a personal brand while you're at it. So starting a YouTube channel or an Instagram or something is great. And eventually it all comes together, but it does take time. You cannot expect to have results in a month or 2 months. You just can't. A lot of people, it makes no sense. They spend years, in the matrix, like working regular jobs, going to college. They know that going to college is going to be like 4 years. They get into debt. And they're like, yeah, it's fine if I don't have a job. It's fine if I work at McDonald's for a year after college. It's not what I want, but it's fine. And it's like, but then, when they're doing this, it's like, oh, I'm only giving it 1 month or 3 months. It's like, no. Think about if you had spent the same or half the time that you spent in college doing online business. You really think you wouldn't be somewhere? You really think you'd still be failing? It's like mind-boggling. That's really the mindset that really allowed me to really go like all into this. It was realizing that, wait a second, like if I just apply myself, for the same amount of time or half the amount of time that I applied myself, in college or before, like I would obviously reach some kind of an income with some online business. I'll figure it out, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that don't even have that self-esteem, right? They don't have that confidence. What's up, Jesus? And so, like, I'm just saying, okay, I'm going to drink my coffee and I'm going to answer some questions, okay? So also, if you're American or Canadian, you guys have it the easiest. It's the easiest for you guys to start an online business compared to somebody from South Africa or somebody from India or somebody from anywhere else, just because there's a lot more people, a lot more competition, and incomes are lower, right? So obviously startup capital is important. Some require more startup capital than others. E-commerce, is a few thousand. Affiliate marketing, you can start it for free. Personal branding, you can start it for free. Well, you just need like some, an iPhone, so I wouldn't count that, but so you guys have it the easiest. So, and also for Americans and Canadians, there's also something going on that I can't go all into because, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on geopolitics or anything, but, obviously with the upcoming election, I would say there's going to be there's a high risk of instability just in general. Great. Thank you, Jesus. And we're already seeing supply chain issues, just, from the port thing that just happened, like port strike. I know that was fixed. But, my spidey sensors are telling me that 2025 might be a volatile year for Americans, and that obviously would carry over to Canadians as well. And that's why I'm really stressing this, that if you're American or Canadian, you need to start ASAP, because it might get to a point where starting might become impossible altogether due to rising costs, or politics, or who knows what's going to happen. I'm just saying, watching what's going on. It's, we're in a very, very, split world? Not split world, but you know what I'm saying, right? I don't have to get into it. My point is that why wouldn't you start right now when things are relatively still stable, right? Like there's no war on American soil. There's no, people aren't shooting each other yet. Hopefully that never happens. And so I'm just saying, don't take it for granted. It's not going to be 2025 and 2026 is not going to be how 2020, 2022, or 2018 was. It's just not. So if you're American or Canadian, plus if you're Canadian, I would say it's less of a political risk. It's more of a supply chain risk. And it's just going to, things in Canada, things are getting astronomically expensive. As a Canadian, I can say that. Real estate is out of the question for anybody who's not a millionaire. Things like that. So you need to start. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. The way that inflation is going, it's moving so fast, right? The way that geopolitics are going, it's going so fast. Plus, pandemics. If another pandemic happens, which we live in with a very real pandemic risk, good luck starting an online business, right? Because maybe this one is going to really destroy things, right? So I'm just saying, don't take it for granted, right? This time right now that's semi-stable, it's not going to be like this in the future. You really risk, you're by not taking action, you're risking never having this opportunity again to become, start a successful online business and achieve freedom before poop hits the fan. I'm trying not to swear, right? So before SHF, yeah, poop hits the fan, but the swear word. Because I think YouTube deranks you if you swear. I don't know. Anyway, so that's my point. So for the Americans and Canadians, a few $1,000s, just pick one business model, take a good course, take a good mentorship. If it's e-commerce, Ecom Academy is the best course. But this point, it was not to sell you the course. That wasn't the point of this video. It was just to give you information and share with you my thoughts and what I've learned. So yeah, do that. Whether it's other business models, whatever it is, just find a good course for it. I'm working on that on freedom.co. What books should I read? I would say Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, Unscripted by MJ DeMarco, Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. What else is there? Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. The 4-Hour Work Week, but it's a little outdated. What's up, Antonio? Shakar, if you're starting Amazon and you're not from America or Canada, that's great. You should tune into my live next week where I'm covering how to achieve financial freedom for non-Americans or Canadians. So check that out. You should also check out our free crash course. By the way, if anybody's interested in Amazon, you want to, get started ASAP, here is the free crash course. It's a good intro to what to expect with Amazon. If you're not ready to go all in and join Ecom Academy, which is honestly very affordable, then join it. We are going to be increasing the price of Ecom Academy. It's going to go up by double, and we are going to be doing that in the next 2 months. So, yes, if you guys want to take advantage of that ridiculously low price, you can get in, join us, because we just launched our launch discount. We have a good group of people in there. What's up, Fernando? Okay, I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to answer your questions about reaching financial freedom, guys. I'm not some random person who claims to have reached financial freedom. I have. I've been doing this for 7 years. I started online business in 2017, way before COVID. So I know what I'm doing. Antonio's asking, I'm doing web design. What would you recommend for me? Take my freedom course, my 10K freedom course. It's free. Okay, it's going to give you the best business model to start. Freedom.co. right there. Go in, take it. I made it for you, for people all over the world to have access, to get the knowledge, like the secrets of like what's actually working and to actually start. So take a look at the Freedom course. How to make your first 10K online is what I called it. Obviously no guarantees, disclaimer, there are no typical results. I am not the typical result. I don't know what result you're going to achieve, but obviously, just like going to the gym, if you apply for a gym membership, they're not going to guarantee you lose weight or get fit. So, but the course is good. I just have to legally say that. Have you had any doctors as students? Probably. Why? Are you a doctor? What do you think about forming a business entity in the US for Amazon when the entrepreneur is from Southeast Asia? Yeah, you can. You can start an LLC. There's plenty of services like Northwest LLC. And then an LLC is a pass-through entity, not accounting advice. An LLC is a pass-through entity. And so it basically transfers over to wherever you live if you don't decide to file it as a C Corp. So it would be a good option if... it would be a good option simply for, making it easier to start the business on Amazon because of an LLC. But you can also check if your country's on the allowed countries list. It probably is. As long as you don't live in North Korea or something like that. Unfortunately for North Koreans, Amazon selling is not open to them yet. I'm in orthopedic residency in my country. Time is an issue for me. Well, hey, that's why a lot of these things you can do as a side hustle, even Amazon. Once you get an Amazon product up and running, it's only 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, not more than that. Shakar, I would love to answer your question. I'm just not sure what the problem is. PPC campaign, that's all you're saying. Can you please explain to me what the problem is without spamming the chat? Thank you. Once I start making money with Amazon, I plan to buy a property in Brooklyn. Do you think it's a bad idea to do so in the big city? I plan to live in one unit and rent out the other units on Airbnb with an FHA loan. So FHA, I'm not sure what an FHA loan is. I'm going to Google it. Oh, okay. So it's a government-backed loan. So, I mean, it's a better thing to do would be to figure out how to scale your income quicker rather than trying to do it through these small, you want to count dollars, not pennies, right? So if you get a loan out, you're trapped in a cycle of debt. Even though it's a loan against an asset, still, you don't know if prices are going to go down. I'm not saying never invest. I'm just saying that, for example, me, I like to put large down payments down on any real estate that I invest into. Reason being is that the more debt you have, the less nimble you can be, right? If something happens. I prefer, what I would do if I were you, is I'd figure out a way to make $300,000, $500,000 with, the ways to make money online. Not driving Uber, it's going to take forever. And then once you have a good enough chunk of change, if you really love New York, you can stay there. But, if you don't really care, I would go to a cheaper place and then do what we're planning on doing, but with a cheaper house, where you would still like to live. Okay, Shakar, you tell me one problem, solve me, you course PPC, money waste PPC. I'm sorry, dude, but what you're saying is gibberish. I would love to help you. I'm trying, but I literally cannot understand. Can somebody understand Shakar? Can anyone understand him? If you can, maybe if you speak there, you can tell me what he's trying to ask me. Something about PPC. If you want the best PPC knowledge, I'm going to make some PPC videos on my channel here. So those are going to be available for free. And obviously the best strategies covered in Amazon Pro. So you can check that out as well. What's up, Cody? Oh, I already have an updated Amazon course. We're on Ecom Academy. It's where all the fun is happening right here. It's the final Amazon course. It is the pinnacle. 7 years of me doing this, and me and the team did an excellent job. We just released it 1 month ago. Yeah, I can't understand him either, Rob. I literally have no idea what he's saying. And I was thinking, is he spamming? Should I like ban him? But I'm like, I feel bad because he's just trying to ask me a question. I'm like, my brain is like blowing up. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Shakar. We got a message that we understand. All my money is going into the PPC campaign, and whatever sales I am making are being lost to me once my campaign is over. Well, it sounds like you need PPC help. So check out Ecom Academy. Like I put the link right there. We have, you just follow the steps. It's very simple. It's not hard. I don't know what steps yes, hello, I see you. I don't know what steps you're following, but you should tune into my next week's video next Saturday. That's how to achieve financial freedom for non-Americans and non-Canadians. So that will be helpful for you. I'm assuming you're not American or Canadian. I might be wrong. I don't know. Forgive me if my assumption is wrong. But for PPC, there's so many factors that go into it. It's not like a casino, right? And you're not losing money because you suck. It's not that. It's just, you need to make sure your listing is tip top. You need to make sure your pictures are good. You make sure your click-through rate is good. Your unit session percentage rate is good. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. You need to make sure that, you're targeting the right keywords. So there's a whole strategy to it. So I cover that in Ecom Academy. You can get in there. The launch, it's available at a launch discount. And also I'm going to make some updated PPC videos here shortly. We're testing new strategies on the new product that we're going to launch here. So I'm going to be sharing those with you guys. Thank you, Tommy, for clarifying. Thank you for helping me with that. Shakar, does that help? Or no? I can't go in and open up PPC right now and go through this. It's not what the video is about, but all right, guys, if you have a question, this is your chance, okay? Ask me. I've achieved what many Americans and Canadians wish to achieve. So you have your chance to ask me for free right now and get free mentorship, about how to achieve financial freedom. By the way, in terms of achieving financial freedom, you really need to focus on getting to your first 10K. So 10K a month is what I call the freedom number. So when you're reaching 10K a month in profit, that's when you can pretty much live anywhere. You're not looking at the price of groceries and things, you're not worried about that so much. And you start to get out of survival mode. And when you get out of survival mode, that's when you start to really live, because that's when you can just chill. You're not in a rush all the time. You can wake up whenever you want. You can go to bed whenever you want. I can't say that, but whatever it is that you want to do, you can do, right? If you saw how I live a very relaxed life. But people that are in survival mode, they don't have the luxury to relax. They can't do whatever they want. And so 10K a month is the first freedom number. That's what I would focus on achieving. So 10K a month profit. First, obviously, with sales and then with profit. And then once you do that, and you want to do that with one income stream, then you move on and do it with a second one. So then you start combining. The real way to scale your income is to combine 2 or 3 income streams. And if you look at how I did it, you don't have to copy how I did it. Okay, I'm not saying, don't copy what I did. Don't go and become an Amazon YouTuber. Don't do that. It's a very, established space. But what I'm saying is that what I did was I combined. So I started with e-commerce, and then I started my personal brand. I started to share what was working for me as an entrepreneur. And then I got into affiliate marketing. So I started promoting the tools that were working for me. I had to, because I was making the tutorials. And with all of that, then I made a digital course. So I was doing e-commerce, personal branding, affiliate marketing, digital course. And all of that combined is what gave me my freedom. And then I added more and more things. So since then, I've had probably 5 or 7 income streams. In terms of investing, you only want to look at investing once you have a sizable amount of cash in your account. So I would say at the very least $300,000 in your account. Okay? You want to make sure that's after tax too. And I'll probably make a different video on investing, but you want to have a pretty balanced portfolio. You can have ChatGPT literally help you with it. Just be build me a balanced portfolio, what to do with this much money. And it'll tell you, invest a certain amount in index funds, invest a certain amount in this, buy a certain amount of precious metals, buy a certain amount of crypto. It's very simple. Then you you want to invest in a way where you don't have to worry about it, where you're not like spending time on it every day, right? Because you want to focus on your business. Big Rob is asking, oh, Big Rob removed his message. Why did Big Rob remove his message? Big Rob, I can't see your message anymore. What would you say your favorite state is in the U.S., just out of curiosity? I have a few. I like they're not the Midwestern states, but they're like like Arizona. So that whole band that runs from Arizona to Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, Montana. I love that whole band. I think that band is the most resilient out of all the states. If anything goes down, I think that band is going to be, where people really are able to still thrive. Because everywhere else, there's just too much population density. And so people are going to be running around like chaotically, and who knows, and there's going to be crime. So I think if I were to live in the US again, I would probably buy a good chunk of land in Montana or Wyoming or somewhere like that of that nature, and I would really create a compound for myself. Yeah. And my family. I like those states a lot. A lot. Especially, the self-defense, like the castle law and all that stuff is really good, especially for defending your property, in those states. So I'd say, yeah, those are my favorite states. Big Rob, are the product research methods you provide in your 2021 Amazon tutorial still valid, or have they been updated given the video's age? Great quality video, by the way. Thank you. I'm actually working on making a whole new one. So yes, there's updates. So I'm making a new one. So if you can wait like a month and a half, that'll be out. But pretty much everything that I'm teaching in the new one is already in Ecom Academy. So it's already in Ecom Academy. You can check it out. Right now it's launch discount. It will be $497 soon. So we're just going to make it $497. And we're also going to start offering 1-year mentorships as well. So right now it's $99 a month, but we're going to offer a discounted 1-year mentorships as well, because a lot of people have reached out to me and asked for that. So, but everything that I'm showing in the Amazon tutorial, which obviously is only going to be 2 hours. I know the one that I made was 5 hours years ago, but I'm not going to do that again. It was too long for people. That's only 2 hours. The Ecom Academy course is, I think, 30 hours, maybe more than that. What would you suggest to someone who's from the outside of the US and doesn't have enough money to start? Where should I start from? What are the platforms you should focus at? Take my Freedom course. Take my free 10K Freedom course. It's right here. It will give you the best business model for you to start. No matter where you're from, no matter what your starting budget is, it will give you the best business model. If Amazon offers to sell your product in bulk to Amazon and then they sell it, what do you think about that? Can you really deny that offer? If Amazon offers to sell your product in bulk and they sell, it's not really important, because you're not going to be making your money from Amazon. Yeah. Like, you make your money from third-party customers. There's one-time things that happen now and then, and there's refurbished items and whatnot. But if you have brand registry, you're pretty protected. I have an existing corporation in Canada I was going to use for a Shopify brand, but now I decided to go all in on FBA. I have a business checking account and credit card. Would you bother changing the corporation name to something similar to the brand I launched on Amazon? No, you don't need to, because no one's going to see the corporation name other than if they actually click on your business details on Amazon, and even then it doesn't matter, right? Aaron, hello, I need some help with my question. I sold a $70 product on Amazon after running ads, and Amazon automatically charged my Amex card, and today they released the funds for that sale, $15 sale fees. Why do they take an extra $50 for expenses fees? I mean, it could have been FBA fees. It could have been referral fee. It's probably PPC if you were running ads. Your PPC was probably not what it could have been. You probably just, didn't run the most optimized campaigns, and so you lost some money. That's why getting the right PPC knowledge is so important. Ecom Academy, Amazon Pro. No problem. Daily Driven Golf. Shakar A guy came for courses but did not tell anything about PPC campaign. Because of that, my PPC sales money was wasted. If there is a sale, then PPC runs in English is of little use. Well, how much money did you spend on your product inventory, Shakar? Do ebooks sell well? Is $20 a good price for a perfectly designed ebook with over 250 pages about the Federal Reserve and economics? Would even get sales? I wouldn't, because that can so easily be just done in AI, and it's not a real business. It's just not. What's stopping the next person from creating an ebook and then selling it? You know, and like, who is really reading ebooks other than if they're actually valuable nowadays, right? So people want value. The only way to make money and achieve financial freedom is to offer value. Aaron, you need to call seller support and ask them why exactly they charged you all of that money, because obviously without seeing your account, your like bill and stuff, I can't tell you what's going on. But there's going to be a breakdown there. So guys, I'm going to be going live on Ecom Academy in 40 minutes. We're going to be talking about $1 million Amazon selling strategies. I'm going to dive deeper into the high profit brand strategy, answering your Amazon questions. Subscribe to my Ecom Academy official channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're American, you need to get on that freedom train, because it's going to be too late. Your country right now is a little bit, it's a little bit at risk. Maybe that's understating it, but you can probably tell. So you really need to get on that. So, I have so many resources for you, and they're free. So the freedom.co 10K course right there. If you're serious about Amazon, the Amazon Pro course, there's no excuse. It's so freaking cheap. If you're going to invest a few $1,000s in inventory, not spending $297 on a course is literally stupid. Literally stupid. Because people are they're like, I don't need a course. Yeah, okay, good luck. It's worth it just to not lose thousands, to be honest, in inventory on stupid mistakes. So you have that. You have the free crash course. Right here. Shakar, it's already discounted. It's already $297. I can't bring it lower than that. It's crazy low. I'm sorry. Nick saying, I'm so grateful for Ecom Academy. I'm currently studying the modules now before taking action with about 10K I've saved up. And will you also be releasing an affiliate program too? Yes, I will. In the next few months, I will. So I'm really excited about that. So if you're American, get on that. If you're Canadian, we Canadians, we tend to follow what happens in America. So, if America's in for a time of suffering, Canada will be too. You need to get on your freedom, and you need to secure your freedom before the next big thing happens. I'm telling you right now, we're not living in like the 90s and the 2000s where everything's chill. You can just, come home and just sit down and plop your butt on the couch and watch TV. It's not going to get you anywhere, because the world has changed. The competition has gotten more, but that's why there's people like me that show, the right ways to do it, like how to actually achieve freedom. And I do it because it's my mission. Like, honestly, I do it because I don't know what anyone else is teaching, but that's, I learned from people that did it as well. So yeah, that's why I do it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. All the resources are in the chat. Check it out. Go and achieve your freedom, and write to me in a year when you've achieved it.